So I thought I would say just a little bit about what we meant when we said attention studies, when we founded the Centre for Attention Studies, what we meant by that. There's a group of people here in the room from many different faculties who were there founding this centre with me a few years ago. And I'll just introduce a little bit about our thoughts in trying to establish what, in our grander moments, we call a new interdisciplinary discipline of attention studies. And the idea was very much that distraction and ideas of attention is seen as an area of foundational crisis for the digital age, the age that we're living through. So why are we not studying this more? Well, of course, we are studying attention. We're studying attention with psychology, within nursing, within social science, within business, because they deal with concepts of the attention economy. We're dealing with attention through the arts and humanities. Arguably, works of art are attention technologies in themselves. But we wanted to know what it would mean to bring all of these different perspectives together, because although it seemed like every discipline had an attention methodology and an attention field of study, nobody had ever really combined these and brought them together. And I'm so delighted to see events like this one bringing people together from across those fields. And of course, the reason this hasn't been done in key parts, it's actually really difficult to speak across our methodological boundaries, to have those conversations between psychologists and psychiatrists and people in the arts and humanities and people in business studies. But if we are not doing that in a university, then who will do that? You know, I think it's really a deep obligation on us in the space that we have within the university to do that kind of work. Difficult as it may be to speak to one another, to understand one another in languages that we're not familiar with, if we're all taking the same focus, the same subject matter, the same problems, we can get, I think, something really interesting out of this. And the aim for attention studies has always been to both recognize the problems with distraction in the modern world and work towards solutions to those, but simultaneously to understand the potential, harness the potential of distraction actually itself, and to see potential in that landscape. It's no good wishing away our multiple electronic devices. I think they're here to stay. This world of distractibility that we have, I think, is one that we need to learn to live with better, as well as to see it as a problem. So those are the kinds of things that we want to do more broadly within that field of attention studies. And it's crucial for us, and I think Joanna referred to this briefly, it's crucial for us that we're taking a historical perspective. Because are we really more distracted now than we've ever been before? Is that what our digital environment has done to us? I've always worked with archives from the late 19th century. And in London in the late 19th century, there were 12 postal deliveries a day. The postman was coming to the door, delivering mail 12 times a day. Conversations were unfolding between people with the rapidity pretty much of emails. And I saw this in archives. And it wasn't clear to me that that was, we tend to imagine the past as the present minus the digital, but it really wasn't. You know, there were different configurations of distractions then. Are we more now than then? I think that's a really interesting question to ask, and we shouldn't assume an answer to that. So I think attention studies has to combine perspectives, historical, scientific, social scientific, cultural, artistic, creative, to try and bring together, as I say, both solutions to some of the problems we're facing with distraction, but also new ways of harnessing the powers of distraction as well. And this is going to involve very much deep research and impact and public engagement and many different kinds of activities. So I'm delighted really to hear what everybody else has got to say. But thank you again, Joanna, for doing this brilliant event and for taking things forward. It's really appreciated.